my Inkies, today is Monday, so for your Saturday video I'm going to give you a creative week video. So I thought it would be good to start filming these little tidbits on the Monday so you can have all the way from Monday to Friday, which is a working week for me. And then I have been trying to take weekends off. I'm not doing so well at it, but I'm going to start trying to do it so that I can do a little bit of art for myself on the weekend, spend some time with my family and sort of not be so attached to my phone and stuff. So that I have had a few small comments from my hubby that I'm a little bit distant in our family time because I'm working all the time, and he understands, but he kind of misses wifey, and that is totally understandable. So I thought that I would do a creative week video from Monday to Friday and film snippets from all throughout my week, and you can see what I work on during the week, my planning and stuff, creative wise, home wise, and sort of see how I juggle it all. A lot of people have asked me, how the heck do you juggle all of it? And I can safely say that I don't. My kitchen's a bomb at the moment, and I have styrofoam all over my lounge room. I can see it from here. And there are groceries that haven't been unpacked from last night, and I've only just sat down to set up my planner. My books are everywhere because I took everything out to do some measurements of this for Sandra. So now I need to put all my books back. I've got my son's camp notes and stuff. So I am going to film it the way I did a week in the life of a journaler, kind of that sort of vibe, and give you guys a look at how I do things. I'm going to try and do as much tidbit filming as I can. At the moment, I am currently in the middle of filming my Jane Davenport video, like one of my Jane Davenport things, and I'm doing image transfers with her matte medium. So something simple and fun. I've still got to remove some more of this, but my finger was hurting. But Romany gave me an idea the other night when we were chatting. So I've got one on her watercolors and one with her acrylic paint. So that's currently what I'm filming today. And I've also got to do the question and answer video for you guys that I didn't get to do on, what day? Saturday? For Saturday's video. So I'm going to do that. So Wednesday's video will be your question and answer, and Saturday will obviously be a week's worth of how I pull my crap together. And I will do as much as I can, show you the real stuff that I do every day. I'm going to start with getting my planner back into its place because it's bugging me. So this is a Foxy Fix notebook. You guys know that is a B6 Wonderlust in black with light pink stitching, hot pink elastic, and it has the reinforced spine. It has 4 elastics on the inside, and I have a Foxy dashboard which holds scripts, blood tests, school notes, that sort of thing, my Patreon questions, just bits and bobs. I wish I'd bought more of these suckers because they're handy. And this is just a Sojourner dot grid insert that I don't really need in there, but for some reason I keep putting it in there just in case. You know, those just in case notebooks that we never use. So I need those things. I've got my planner pouch out here ready to go. The one thing that I didn't do on the weekend was put all those little ripped bits of paper in there for my planner, but I think what I'm going to do is I've got this grey felt carrier that I have in the lounge room, and so that's got bits of everything in there. I'm actually thinking I might use this new tape from the Stationery Selection. So generally on a Monday, I will sit my butt down with a cup of tea, but I've already drank my tea. And I will basically start planning out how I'm going to attack the week. I have a June to film list that I've slowly introducing into my life, is what days I want to film what videos. And at the moment I'm behind because of Last week was just a mess. It's leading up to collage sheet week. It's about 10 days, I think, 10 or 12 days. So I need to start working on images for that. I sometimes start really early, but this month I'm starting mid-month because I'm an idiot. But I feel like that I've been chasing my tail constantly this month. So basically, I feel like I'm chasing my tail. It is almost 1 a.m. on Saturday morning and I'm editing this video. I decided to go to the movies with my husband on a date night and I am paying for it. But I'm trying to get myself into a routine on a Monday morning to sit down and do a to-do list. A to-do list that's ambitious, but something that I really want to tackle. So projects that I feel need to be done are always at the top of my to-do list. And I'm always checking my monthly spread to figure out what I need to do, what family things are happening, what school things are happening, where do I need to be? Do I need to be home, work, where are things due? Getting it all together, doing all things. Still Monday. One of the things on my to-do list was to tackle my big studio. So this is the room that I did a lot of my filming in before I set up my portable art desk. And now it needs some serious TLC because it's driving me insane. So I am messy as well, but I hide it well on Instagram and on the YouTube videos. There is inserts everywhere, notebooks everywhere, sketchbooks everywhere. So one of my things to do today is to attack this area and tidy it up because it is literally making me crazy. Behind me is my bookshelf with a lot of my creative books, more sketchbooks. I really need to do a hardcore purge. So pencil cases, you name it. So this is the not so glamorous side, but it also humanizes me and shows you that I really am a hoarder. So when I say I am a hoarder, I'm not joking. There's my other trolley. I stole the trolley that's next to my desk from the laundry. It had cleaning products in it. So there is stuff everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Today's task is to at least get my big desk clean. So that area that you're looking at now needs to be tidied up and cleaned and sorted ASAP before I lose my mind. So just checking in. It's Monday morning at about 11 o'clock. Oh my God, there's so much work to do. I don't just do Patreon, I'm also a design team member for Jane Davenport, and you guys know this, which means I have to make more content. I have a contract for 3 videos a month and at the moment I'm behind and that is starting to stress me out. This is a sneak peek of 2 of the projects that are coming, a transfer video which should be up very soon and also a color catalog video. So in between all the Patreon chaos I still have another job to do, and so juggling those things are important to me as well. So I am just getting ready to start working on some legs for you guys. It is approximately 1:45, which means I've got about 2 hours before I pick up my kids. As you guys know, I like to work in my Crescent sketchbook. This is made for alcohol markers, and I'm going to talk a lot more about it in our marker shading video. So I will chat about that. I have my pouch of my most used colors as well, which I will also talk about in the marker video, which is coming soon as well. Got my pouch, my big arty one, but I think I just need my pen roll because, if I'm not mistaken, my pen roll has everything I need in it to do the preliminary sketches for these legs. There's my pink pencil, that's an eraser. I just need my normal eraser. I think it may be in here in my actual pouch, or it's in my planner one, because I have spares everywhere. Yeah, must be in my planner one. I spend my life looking for this eraser. It's one of the things that gets lost the most. There we go. Right, let's get some drawing happening, people. I'm going to sit on the couch. Actually, I'm going to go get dressed first and then go sit on the couch, drink my coffee. That's right, you heard me right. Coffee, and get this work done. So I didn't sleep very well last night. There was a cat brawl outside and I had to try and grab Raven because every time there's a cat brawl, she ends up getting massacred by this giant ginger cat. I don't know who it belongs to. But at like 3 in the morning, I'm outside in my pajamas, freezing my titties off, trying to save my cat from a brawl. So I am feeling a little bit tired. Who is on the roof? A bird. There's puddles on our gutters and the birds like to give themselves baths in the roof. So that's what I'm going to do. I will maybe bring my camera over to the couch once I've done a little bit of sketching, so you've got something to see, and we'll be back. I spent quite a bit of time sitting on this couch trying to get sketches done for collage sheets, trying to do 1,000,001 things. Whew, this week is chaos, and sometimes I even forget to film for this video, and that's ridiculous because I've got so many plates in the air. So this is where I spent a lot of time juggling the drawing process. It is now Tuesday morning and I have a catastrophe of a desk. I need to be filming the question and answer for you guys, and this is how I left it last night. And I was starting to work on your legs for collage sheets, stuff like that. But a lesson I need to learn, and normally I'm a bit better about it, but I need to start tidying my work areas before I go to bed. I know Fran Nerd mentions this, but tidying it up the night before means that the next day you're not dragging your feet to something like this. And this may look all beautiful and creative and everything, but I can't film shit for you guys at the moment. I can't, because there's just stuff and pens everywhere. So I need to tidy this up, and then I need to sit down and get ready for this question and answer. I need to go grab some samples from my studio, write some notes down, and get ready to film your Wednesday's video. I wanted to do this yesterday, but I spent so much time cleaning my house that I didn't do much work. Juggling is really, really hard. Juggling cleaning, juggling art, juggling work. I feel torn in 5 different directions sometimes, and sometimes something loses out, and yesterday it was work. So today I need to leave my house alone, still clean my studio because that didn't get done, but I need to do this video and work on some legs ASAP. So time to tidy my desk. So this was me attempting to show you the selfie in action for your question and answer video. I did actually start filming things to show you, and then I realized that my stupid selfie was out of ink. So this is the rejected footage, and in the day of a life of a YouTuber, there is a lot of rejected footage that doesn't happen. Yep, setting it all up, getting the shot right, getting all ready, and then it tells me it has got no ink. So much rage. But the show must go on, and I did the question and answer video for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I talked a little bit about the selfie and the sprocket, but there will be another video because of that mishap. And sometimes when I'm feeling very, very tired and creatively stuck, I will normally switch off the cameras, but this would be something that I would do when the cameras are not on, when I'm feeling really deflated, when I'm feeling really creatively burnt out. And to be honest, lately I have felt that creative burnout is a thing, it is real. And when you are doing constant artwork with the pressure of other people's eyes, sometimes you just need to switch off. And I need to learn this lesson very, very quickly and very, very swiftly. So I decided to play with some paint, have no end game in my mind, have no reason to be doing it. It's not a collage piece, it's not a piece in my journal, it's not a tutorial, it is just me playing with paint and me trying to relax. I tried to remind myself that the camera wasn't on. If it didn't turn out, it didn't turn out. But we need to play. I need to play. Sometimes we need to just play with paint, blocks of color, trialing a paint on a different surface. I normally don't work in craft paper, but I needed to sort of unstick myself. I needed to get out of my funk. I needed to focus. I needed to just play. And play is so very important, especially when you put really ridiculous pressure on yourself like I do. I put a shitload of pressure on myself to perform, and some days that pressure is way too much for one person to bear. So I decided to sit down and play, and I happen to absolutely adore the characters that came out of me. And it's kind of the same thing on the Show Up journal page. I just showed up, and this is me showing up again and absolutely loving what I was doing. I'm using the Paper Artsy paints, and I'm also using just a Stabilo pencil and using some water just to shade with that sort of thing. I had no intentions of this turning out. I was actually, in this stage here, I was thinking, oh my goodness, what are you doing? This footage is going to be ridiculous. See, me trying to, remember the fact that the cameras are rolling and they can't see the ugly, but the ugly stuff is what makes me human and takes me down off the pedestals that people put me on. So I absolutely adore these creatures, and you guys saw them on my Instagram stories and adored them as well. So yes, they will hit the collage sheets, but that was not the reason why they came to be. They came to be because I needed some time out to play. I have been told by people around me that I need to do art for myself, and that doesn't really happen very often. And these guys were done for myself, and it just so happens that you guys love them too. So I obviously need content for collage sheets, and this is 2 less items that I don't have to worry about. I wanted to do a journal that focused on plants and drawings and stuff. I still do. I just haven't worked out how I want to present it yet. So I decided to start taking more photos of the plants and things that I see when I'm outside, when I'm, going to get the kids, when I'm out and about, just to make sure that I'm documenting those sorts of things, because I'm really fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by my shadow trees, all that sort of stuff. So I want to start taking photos and start incorporating them into a sketchbook. Now, this is also another idea that's percolating in my brain, and I do chat a little bit about it in a minute, so I do actually talk about it, but I loved the process of setting supplies up. This is me getting ready to sort of start writing a blog post for the lower levels, and I needed a flat lay, so I got out 2 pieces of 12 by 12 white paper, put it on my table, and started photographing it. These are the things that I do. I sit there in the morning in my pajamas going, I need to write a blog post, what can I write it about? And I had an idea hit me, and I'll talk about it in a minute. So just for now, enjoy the flat lay process. If you're wondering, I'm actually using my IKEA tables, really low to the ground tables. They work fantastic for flat lays. I don't like putting them on the floor, but these tables are fantastic. And not only did I want to do supplies, but I also wanted to do carriers, and I also wanted to do notebooks and journals. But I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But my table is from IKEA and it comes in a pair. Hello! You've probably just seen a bit of a montage of me setting up some supplies for a blog post that I'm doing for you guys. It'll probably be up either by the time this video has been posted or the day after. And a whole sort of idea has been bubbling around my head, and I've just been chatting to Maria about it. We love supplies. We love pretty things, carriers, leather, pencils, paint, you name it. We love pretty things, as I call myself a fancy magpie. And sometimes, and I think this has come about because I've had a bit of a buying bender, and I've been enabled, and I've enabled other people, and it's all a totally, what's the word? Fine, totally fine. I'm all down for really enabling people, I should say, and I'm also down for being enabled myself, because we all have different tastes, we all have different things that we love, and it's interesting that something that you love, I might love too. And that's all well and good. And then I saw on Instagram a post by Liz Earle. I'm pretty sure it's Liz Earle. I'll put her IG name up here. And she did an IG story, so it's gone, about packing for a trip and taking stock of, she's a watercolorist, she's an Aussie, and she took a photo, a flat lay photo of all the things she was packing for her trip. And obviously flat lay supply photos, I freaking love, just love them, because I'm obsessed with supplies. And she made notes in her journal or her sketchbook, wherever it was, about what they were. And then when she came back, she made notes about what she actually used. And it was so interesting. And I wish it was still on her IG stories, but it's gone. And it's been percolating in my brain for a few days. And I was just like, that's so interesting to document the things that you use and the things that you don't use. And she did this process so that she could know what to take next time, like overpacking and stuff. So Joy, this might be good for you as well, as you get ready for your trip, which is in 2 weeks. What do we use? Monthly favorites are fantastic. Love monthly favorites, but at the same time, I want to know the things that are workhorses, the things that you are constantly going back to, the things that we spend our money on and we think this is worth the money. I'm getting my money's worth out of this and this and this. So I'm going to do a YouTube series on it, because my poor YouTube channel is just getting a little bit of no love, unless it's a dab and party video. But it will only be a very short video, and it's more to document for myself. I was only going to do photographs, but I may turn it into a video series. I just need to know if I really want to commit to doing that, or whether I just want to do it the way I'm doing it in my head. So I have taken photographs, obviously for the blog post, but also for my own sort of documentation. I've printed a couple of sizes because I didn't know if I wanted it large or small. And each month I want to flat lay out the supplies that I am using, and using more than once. And that is the key. It's no problem to say, oh, I got this supply, I used it for 30 seconds, and so I'm going to put it in the flat lay. I want to only pick up things that I'm using constantly throughout the month, and then put them in a flat lay, and then document it and make notes, so that I know that I know that things that I'm investing my money in are worth investing my money in, if you get what I mean. I'm using the same things over and over. Is it worth I just want to see how my likes change, how my supplies change. Do they stay the same? And to really be able to say to you, well, I used this for 6 months straight, I've got proof. Not so much proof, but like just for my own sort of experimentation, my own sort of curiosity. I want to see, I'm also doing carriers because as you guys know that I'm obsessed with pouches, and at the moment the group is obsessed with pouches, and I don't blame you because I just love them. But I wanted to know if I kept these, because I have so many pencil cases and I'm always looking at pencil cases, pouches, cases, friggin' pen rolls, all those sorts of things. So I'm looking at all these things and I want to know, am I really getting my money's worth, or am I just picking stuff that's currently trending? And it's sort of, I just want to do it for an experimentation thing. I want to actually do the supplies flat lay and the carrier flat lay for 12 months straight. And I want to photograph it, document it, and write notes about it. And I just think it would be so interesting to see a year's worth of supplies. What supplies I used in a year. Did they change? Did they ebb? Did they flow? Am I boring as heck and use the same things over and over? Does that mean that that supply is better? Or does that mean I just love using that supply? And so I made big photos. I want to see, I'm thinking about documenting this in its own journal. But did I make them too big for my A5? No, a little bit too big for my A5. I guess I could. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. So I might have to trim that down a little bit to put them in my A5. But I also printed small ones because I want to document them in one of my Moleskines and dedicate an actual Moleskine to my supplies so I can have them all in one place. But it's also part of my life. So this may be overkill to you guys, but I really want to document them singly in their own carrier, whether that be a Moleskine. I haven't worked out which sort of way I want to do it yet because it's a bit narrow. I could go that way. But I also want to integrate it into my life, and my life book is obviously my journal. So I want to do it in two places. Probably a lot less informative in my journal, probably just for like the pretty sake, but in the journal that I pick, or the notebook that I pick to put it in, I want there to be actual notes and things like that to see what I'm using and what sort of colors. I want to swatch them out in the book and everything like that. I don't know, it's making my brain twist and turn, and it's interesting me. So that's why I thought I would come on here and chat to you guys about it, because it's part of my creative week. It's part of my brain processing, and it's sort of showing you how an idea can domino effect and turn into something completely different, and can turn into a project. So seeing something on Instagram and thinking that's a really smart idea for packing and art supplies, and then turning it into something that you can use as a documentation of a whole year, and then seeing if things have changed. I also took photos of what I was currently using book-wise. So I took a photo, as you guys saw in those videos, of this and my planner, but I also want to take photographs of the sketchbooks that I'm using this month, and to see if that changed, and to really almost scale down all the noise, and do it in a really clinical sort of under the microscope kind of way. I don't know, I feel like that would be so interesting to see. I don't know how I would film it for YouTube. As Maria said, keep it simple, because I was like, no, I need it to be really fancy and lovely because it'll be on YouTube, and she's like, no, you don't, you just need to get it done and show the process. But that's where my brain's at, and that's kind of where my head's at, making flat lays of supplies, not only for blog posts but for my own personal curiosity to see how my supplies are changing and shifting and all that sort of thing. So that's kind of where my head's at the moment. I might put the picture in the middle and then draw off there all those little bits and pieces. I might have to do it on a double spread though, because I feel like there won't be enough room. Or I can label them with letters and then put the letters down here. See, like this is how my brain's working and how it's ticking over and all that sort of thing. So I've also photographed my pouches and things. So this is currently what I'm using to carry or hold my supplies in June of 2017. And this will be the most interesting to see if in 12 months time, am I still using all these things or have I changed? Part of me thinks that the pen roll will be there still, and I don't know. I'm a magpie and I love carrying things. I love carriers. So this is what I'm going to do. I will make it a YouTube series and they'll only be very short little videos, but I may do like the documenting process in a Creative Week video, like the journal pages and stuff for you guys, but just the general look at my actual supplies that I use will be on YouTube, because that channel needs some love. So yeah, so I'm just checking in. I'm just trying to talk you through that whole idea. I really love how they look. I need a bigger poster board because I also want to document collage fodder, because I'm using printed tissue paper a lot. I'm using ripped up bits of books. I'm using my stencils a lot. So there are more things than just this. But I need to go out to Officeworks and pick up a big ass white poster board to put on my tabletop, because at the moment I was working with two 12 by 12 pieces of paper, just to get an idea, just to see if this is worth going ahead. Is an idea worth bringing it to life, or is it just a fad? And so I want to make this I want to document it. I want to get clinical. I want to get really it just may be really random, but I'm really, really curious to see how my supplies change as I grow as an artist, as I enjoy different mediums, as different influences come into my life. Like the acrylic paint was definitely a By Bun influence, and I am absolutely adoring the paint, but will I be still using it in, you know, say next month when my flat lay is done again? So this is you guys saw me paint this. This is the Paper Artsy paint. I absolutely adore it, but will that paint carry on until the next month, or will there be something else? So it's kind of just to make me realize, are we just buying supplies for the sake of trends, or are we buying supplies because we need them? Obviously, I don't need any more supplies in my life. Definitely not. I am trying to save for New York and not doing a very good job at it. So this is kind of to show me what I'm actually using, like to prove to me, say my pink pencil. I've used that pink pencil since the day I bought it. I use it almost on a daily basis. That to me, that $3.75 pencil is totally worth it. And that's why I have backups. And I probably shouldn't have backups, but I lose everything. And my rubber, or my eraser, I've used that every day that I've had it. Those sorts of things. My TWSBI Mini, I use it to write in my journals. I use it to sketch sometimes. That sort of thing. So that this is kind of just research, creative research. So I need to stop talking now, but that's just a part of my week and sort of processing ideas, and will they turn into projects, or will they just be ideas that float away into the nether of never coming to fruition? And that's life. That's the artist life. Making ideas, creating ideas and making them bigger, or just throwing them aside. That's kind of where I'm at.
So I'm really excited by this idea, as you can tell. So I'm setting up that folio with Duo books, one with the actual process of documenting the project and one for the project notes. That's kind of how the gist of it, that's how I'm going, and that's what I want to do. So first I wanted to swatch out those colors to sort of I know what's in them, but just for documentation's sake, I want to have them written down and have them logged in my project notebook. So yes, I decided to swatch out those colors and label them to see, because I want to know how they've changed. Will they be the same colors that are in there next month? I have had my portable rainbow set in this little travel palette since the couch bag, and I haven't changed any of the colors out, but I would like to have the option, and if I do, then I will document it, and it will be interesting to see if they do change. This project really excites me for some nerdy reason, and I can't wait for it to grow. I don't know if anyone's interested in this sort of a project, but I don't care. So I sat down to watch the Anna edit. She is a YouTuber that I love. She does beauty, fashion, and capsule wardrobes, all that sort of thing. I love her. I've been watching her for years. And now it's time to do a little bit of boring stuff. The stuff that I hate, the stuff that I have to do because I'm still a housewife and a mum as well as an artist. I honestly think dishes multiply the way rabbits do, as well as washing, like washing clothes and things. Yeah. So after that spout in the sink, I decided to have a play with the muted ink in grey and just try and do a little bit of lettering, but without the perfect lettering style, just using the dropper to try and get messy letters. I used this when I did your collage sheets last month for the today and also for the messy circles. So I wanted to know if the days of the week would work as well. So again, I turned to my planner. I am really loving the bullet journal at the moment. I am really loving it, and I'll do a whole video about it, maybe for YouTube, on how I get organized with my bullet journal. But every morning I sit down on the couch in my fancy pants pajamas and I write out my checklists. Most important go at the top and everything else goes underneath, but checklist is my jam. Now, this is the stress-free part. You can basically go crazy with your Jane Davenport watercolor palettes, add whichever colors you like in whichever fashion you like. You can get really detailed, you can get really messy, you can get really abstract. The world is your oyster when it comes to this step. You can just have fun with color, with shapes, with splatters, with patterns, you name it. Do what your heart desires. In between it all, I've still got to get those Jane videos done, and this was me doing the voiceover for the transfer video. So while I'm doing 50 other things, I have to make sure that these go out as well. So juggling all the plates, man, juggling all the plates. And now I sit here with slowed internet during the day because I'm trying to tie up some loose ends and get a big chunk of my Jane work done because I'm behind. And I hate that feeling so much. So it is now Thursday and I'm having a really late breakfast. This is not good for me and I need to get out of this terrible habit. I find myself waking up, answering emails, answering questions, checking social media, and then before I know it, it's almost lunchtime. I am working, or I've worked straight through my breakfast, which is also terrible, and I'm living off a cup of tea that hubby made me before he leaves for work. So I really need to get into a way better routine with my food. But I decided it was time to get some more legs done for collage sheets. So I'm working in my Crescent journal as well. I'm using my Tiki Graphic at 0.1 and I decided to do some funky little legs, and I want to show you how I would go about making a pattern using my Copic markers. So I did a little test print down the bottom just to make sure I knew that's the colors that I wanted. So I'm using like a yellow, a peach color and a teal blue, and I'm literally just cross hatching over it to make a gingham print, and it is really simple. I'm happy with how it looked. So once I did that shoe, I decided that I really wanted to add a funky sock. I wasn't going to do the socks, but I really like how they turned out. This, you only see the one leg because I need to draw the other one. But this, just getting all my stuff ready, I realized that my pen nib is way too small and I was looking for my 0.3. It's missing. I swear half my supplies that I'm always looking for go missing on camera and I just look like I'm faffing about. But I found my Pitt Artist brush pen in brush tip, and so I've colored that shoe in, and now I am creating that pattern on the sock. So the beautiful thing about Copic markers is they layer really beautiful, and they have a transparency to them, so you can almost tint the colors, and kind of like glazing with watercolor, you can layer your markers exactly the same. So you will be able to see a little bit of the other colors through that peach color that I've thrown across the other way, and it creates that sort of gingham print, really, really beautiful, and I'm so happy with how it looks. I was totally patting myself on the back. Good morning! It's Friday. I have a bit of an upset stomach, so I'm going to take it easy work-wise today, and I want to be ready to go to the movies with hubby tonight. We're going on a date night. We haven't been on one in a long time, but you know, this situation we talked about Monday was on my to-do list. It was on my to-do list Tuesday, my to-do list Wednesday. Well, today's Friday. This is still a storm of chaos. So I'm going to spend my Friday, sorting out my studio. My actual studio, not my makeshift one that you see all my videos on. But this is my studio that you saw in the pan shots when I was telling you how much of a hoarder I am. And it's even more messy than it was before, because I was looking for something the other day. I actually forget what I was looking for, and I kind of went berserk trying to find stuff. So now I have a buttload of books everywhere, stationery everywhere, you name it, it's everywhere. So I'm going to start tidying, and I don't want to time lapse it because I'm in my pajamas. I don't have a bra on, and I feel like getting dressed so that you can see a time lapse of me cleaning my studio. So I'll check in every now and again. I'll give you little updates on how it looks. If I find something interesting, you can see my Rotifatum in the shot. All types of things. My Morgan Le Fay's trinkets. What else have I got here? My original Midori. Notebooks. My Basic Slim. You know, they're all there. They're all everywhere. My planner is on the desk. Actually, I need to ring the legal line today. Oh, there's just so much crap. All right. I'll be back soon. I am obsessed with tiny books. I have lots of little books, sketchbooks, paper, notebooks, you name it. I am obsessed with them. I have little moleskins everywhere. This isn't even a blip on the amount of tiny books that I actually own, and Traveler's Notebooks inserts and stuff. This is just ridiculous. I don't even know why this is out. I think I was looking for something. Another tiny book. You know, hoarder life. It's all about that hoarder life. Some of my inserts, some of my small ones, some of my big ones, some of my A5s, my watercolor palette, which I should probably put in my journal. I should probably do that. But yeah. No, put it in your journal. You said you're going to do it. Do it. Yeah, I have a lot. This is, again, not all of them. What a life. Boo is fully obsessed with the other butterfly books I own, like the ones that are printed on already. Do I have one close by? No, I don't know where it is. But I decided for a Jane video, I'm actually going to let her paint her own. And I think that'll be a really cool video to sort of get kids involved, and to let there be like art with, you know, within families a bit more. I know that some people may think the Jane line is too precious to share with your kids, but I think that needs to change. So as a surprise during the holidays, Boo and I are going to do a video together. She doesn't know yet. There is a lot of pages from my sewing book journal that I was going to scan. Do you want this one for collage sheets? She's one of my favorites. Never scanned her. I scanned her so she doesn't need to be done.
I'm pretty sure I scanned her. You guys have got her. These were some swatches I was doing ages ago that I'll probably cut down and turn into a junk journal. Then I've got random pages of t-shirts, collage sheets, book papers, stuff that needs to go, pictures of my kids, stuff that needs to go into, actually I might send these pictures off to my sister because she doesn't have any updated pictures of the kids. So I'm about to send my niece her birthday present, so I think I might pop a few of those in for their photo frames. Little folders. I've got so much crap on this desk. This is a conglomeration of collage sheet month. I just kind of go a bit crazy and things get thrown around, test prints, trying to work out if the color's right. I have so much test prints just lying around on my desk. I need to do something with them. I don't know. What do you think I should do? Turn them into junk journals? Cut them out? She would look good. Something. I don't know. What do you think? Help! Suggestions in the comments. I just have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And there's a folder under here as well that had all the... I was looking for all my originals because I put them in a safe place. So I was organized at one stage, things to scan, you know, but I'm not now because hoarder life. One of the classes that I took quite a while ago now, and one of the ones that I absolutely adored from start to finish, was Marianne Moss's Remains of the Day. And this was the start of my Remains of the Day. If you're into junk journaling and all that sort of thing, this is the class for you to take. I'm pretty sure she still offers it. I hope she still does, because it was one of my very favorite, most inspiring courses. I absolutely love the idea of handmade books, the idea of documenting the simple, ordinary things of life, using fabric, ephemera. I just absolutely loved it. And if it's still available, I would even consider retaking it. She used to offer access to it for a lifetime. But now you pay to have a year access, 6 months or whatever. But I absolutely adored it. And I'm looking at this and flicking through it just makes me want to make another one. Maybe with all the random crap I have on my desk that I'm trying to clean up. It's meant to have a tie on it. I never got that far, but I absolutely adored making this. Marianne Moss, Remains of the Day. If it's still available, there will be a link in the description. Thoroughly enjoyed this class. Going through the pile of sketchbooks on my desk. This is a Strathmore one. It's not finished. I don't think I've got a finished sketchbook in my lifetime because I am a hoarder of all the things. You know. This is just before I got married, testing out how my last name would feel. But that's still quite a bit of sketchbook to go. While I'm here looking through all my stuff, I got a little parcel the other day from an Inky. I'm pretty sure it's Katrin, if I am pronouncing it properly. So these are wide, so I'm pretty sure they match the Moleskine Kaye size. Maybe, nope, a little bit wider. So I'm going to say A5 then. And she handmade all these beautiful books, and they have different types of paper in the back of them. They are stunning, even though she said that they were a bit rough. I actually find that very endearing. There are some beautiful papers in here. There's Tomoe River paper, there's Rhodia paper. I'm pretty sure this one, yeah, Rhodia paper. They are just so stunning that I actually put 3 in my Rotifaden because I was so in love with them. And I'm probably going to put a couple in the Inky giveaway. So thank you so much for these beautiful, beautiful books. I love this sort of thing more than something that I could buy from a store, honestly. This sort of stuff makes my heart just confetti boom everywhere. Hi Marcella, I've got, we're going on a trip with my 2 kids and my husband, and we want to put the kids' passports in my husband's name. Now the kids are not his, and my ex-husband has left the country. He's gone back to England, left the country quite a few years ago now, and doesn't pay any child support, doesn't do any sort of thing. I have sole custody of the kids. He hasn't seen them in about 4 or 5 years, doesn't sort of contact them regularly. I think he speaks to them maybe once or twice every few months. Well, that was a bloody nightmare and got me absolutely nowhere but a buttload of numbers. So it looks like we're going to have to go and see someone about this whole idea because I couldn't get a straight answer out of anyone. Trying to change the kids' last names and trying to get full custody of them so that we can do their passports, change their names, and everything without my ex-husband's permission. Now, this may sound crazy, but my ex-husband moved back to England years and years and years ago, doesn't pay any child support, talks to them once every blue moon, and has given permission for me to do this because he literally remarried and changed his entire name, first and last. So I said that my kids deserve John's name. He looks after them, he pays for them, he loves them, he's their dad. It doesn't take DNA to be a dad, and I'm just ranting because I'm miffed, and now I have to try and see if we can get in to see some legal advice close to home. Otherwise I've got to take a trek to the city and go to the head office. But I need to do it soon because we want to go to New York in December. It's December now to see the snow, but we want to get these passports done. So I got to work fast. So that was a lot of being passed around to several people and getting no straight answers. So I guess next week or when the kids are away at my mum's on school holidays, I might have to take a trip into Sydney and see what I can do. I think I need a cup of tea after that, and if I was an alcoholic I would need a stiff drink, but tea will do, and I should probably get out of my Bambi pajamas and finish cleaning the studio, although my energy levels after that phone call are pretty kaput. And I know that this creative week is so long already. I might work in my journal, or I might keep cleaning. No, I have to clean. I think I'll feel better if I clean. But I'm gonna make a cup of tea, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna calm myself down after that. And yeah, one of the people said that I would need to get a form to ask permission to leave the country with the children. And I said, what? My ex has left the country and has nothing to do with the kids. Why should I ask if I can take them to New York? Like, oh my goodness, it is just ridiculous. And yeah, rant over, total rant over, but I'm not a happy camper right now. So it is now Friday evening. My little ones are playing on their iPads, enjoying not being in school. Hubby's on his way home, and we're going to see Wonder Woman at 9:30 tonight. I will be honest, I'm not feeling all that awesome right now. I mentioned that my stomach was a bit upset in the cleaning part of this video and it hasn't really gotten any better, and I have given myself a headache. So I am going to leave the creative week here. I didn't really do much else after you saw the cleaning because it progressively just got worse. I didn't finish, so I can't even show you a completed clean studio. But I'm gonna go now, and I just wanted to like sign off before I just sort of cut it. So I hope you've enjoyed a little snapshot into my world. I'm gearing up for collage sheets, which means I'm going to start filming your scanning and printing video that you guys have requested. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do it while I'm actually doing it for collage sheets. So I'm going to start prepping that video, and hopefully I can get that up in the next 2 weeks for you. Yeah, I think so. So as I'm working on collage sheets, then I will also be like showing you how I do things on my big computer and on my laptop. So I just need to work out how to record my screen so that I can walk you through some of the steps that I take in Photoshop once I've scanned everything. So I hope you enjoyed this creative week. Tell me what you think down below. Do you enjoy these types of videos? Would you enjoy having one maybe once a month or once every other month? This is sort of fun to film, fun to watch back, but I know that it's over an hour long and I know I have a lot of voiceovering to do, so I might have to do that really late tonight because the video goes live tomorrow. So I've got a bit of editing to do in front of me. I'm gonna take a headache tablet and get to work on that. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!